Okay, everyone, for this week, we are going to, as mentioned previously, you're actually going to go out and find a nursery rhyme in your language from your culture, and you're going to share it with your fellow students in the discussion board for week 9. Okay, so I have here the if you click on if you go into ESL 343 week 9, and I'm going to have YouTube examples for nursery rhymes found in chapter 7. Read or listen to my lecture first over chapter 7 before you do this assignment, because it's going to be important that you get through the lecture on chapter 7 and then come to this assignment. So in that chapter, the author uses English nursery rhymes to give an illustration on how we teach children the stress and the tone and the rhythm of our language. And the rhythm has a lot to do with words we stress, okay? So what I want you to do is to go through each of these nursery rhymes. They are mentioned in the book. The first one that they mention is the house that Jack built. So the text is in the book, and then here is the YouTube link to that. And then they will talk about 3 blind mice, and then hickory dickory dock, and then twinkle twinkle little star. And then the very last one that they mention is the one with the lions and tigers and bears, oh my. And that comes from the very famous, the Dorothy and the witch and everything else like that in The Wizard of Oz. Okay, so I've put those there so they're easy for you to find so you can listen to. But your assignment, your discussion assignment, is to go out to YouTube or to websites that you guys use for your language or whatever you do to search. And you're going to type in, for example, nursery rhymes in Spanish or nursery rhymes in Farsi or Persian nursery songs or something else like this, or nursery rhymes. And I did a couple, and this is what I typed in. I typed in Spanish nursery rhymes. And in this one, I typed in, I happened to type in Persian nursery rhymes, but you can't see it here. And I don't speak either one of these languages, so I'm just going to pretend that I'm you, okay? So one of my students that speaks Spanish or one of my students that speaks Farsi. And what you do is you go out and find one of the ones that you really like, because you're going to explain that nursery rhyme to your fellow students when you come back into Canvas, okay? So the first thing to do is to go out and find the nursery rhyme that you want, and then you can either, the way that you copy and paste, and I'm sure you guys know this, the way you copy and paste a nursery rhyme, the address is you can just copy it in from the URL here, or then you can just come down here and hit share. You can do this either way, and you can see that you can copy it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this just as an example for you. And then when you come back into Canvas, we'll go to dashboard here. I don't have this posted yet, so you're going to be seeing it from the teacher's point of view. And we'll go up to modules for week 9, which, as you can see, I haven't posted it yet. But I will show you that once I do, you're going to go under the discussion for week 9 and click on it. It's worth 30 points, so this is worth a lot of points, so you want to do it. Do a good job on it. And here is your directions, okay? And it says, this week you will search for nursery rhymes that is popular in your language. And YouTube is very good for this, okay? So here's what I ask you to do. 1, find a favorite nursery rhyme from your language. You can do that in YouTube. 2, copy the URL and paste it into the discussion area. You can also use the red play button. So when I do that, I'll show you where that is. So you can embed it directly into the text area. Write 4 or 5 sentences of the rhyme in English so we know what it's saying, okay? We're going to listen to it. We're going to play it so we can hear the rhythm and stress in your language, but we're going to see what those words are in English. And then number 4, you are going to actually do a voice recording telling us about that rhyme, a little bit about it, what it says, and then tell us a little bit about where the stress falls, okay? And then let us know, is that the same in English or is it much different than the stress that you use in your language? So This week, I don't have a lot of assignments for you to do because you're going to actually be the teacher this week and you're going to teach us about the nursery rhyme in your language. So where does the stress fall on some of the words? And would it be the same in English? Well, maybe you say no. In Farsi, we stress all of our adjectives on the final syllable. I don't know. You'll have to let me know, right? I get to be a student this week. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, I'm going to pretend I'm a student, right? So I'm going to hit reply. And what I'll do is the first thing I would do is you can either just paste the YouTube URL. That's perfectly fine, but what happens is your fellow student may have to go and copy and paste it into YouTube, which we can do. That's not a problem. But to make it a little bit even easier, what we can come up here is to this red play button, and then we can just paste that right into here, okay? And then I'm going to hit my return bar. And there it is right there. That's exactly what I want. And so now I can say embed, and you can choose whether you want small, medium, or large. And I'll just go with small. Okay, that's big enough for me because I'm just going to be listening anyway. And then you're just going to take 3, 4, 5 lines of the nursery rhyme and you're going to put it in English, okay? So we can understand what they're saying. And this one actually happens to give the English translation. So now I'm just going to make this up, okay? So I'm just going to say, down came the rain. I'll go a little further here. It's 3 or 4 sentences, just so we get an idea of what it's about. But you are going to leave a voice. I'm just going to make this consistent here. Now, how you write your sentences are up to you. This is just the way I'm doing it, okay? It's the way I'm doing it. And so you post the link. You give us some English translations for some of the rhymes, the sentences in the rhyme. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to give us a voice recording of your rhyme, okay? So again, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm going to have to make things up. Now, my Spanish students are probably going to laugh at me, right? But that's okay. So I'm just going to come here. And here we've got a voice. You can leave your camera on if you want and talk to us about your nursery rhyme. If you don't want to do that, then you can always come in here and just say no video, okay? And to start your recording, wait for the countdown. This is a nursery rhyme in my language, Spanish. I'm from Mexico. And one of our favorite nursery rhymes is Itsy Bitsy Spider. Now, you can hear the stress and the rhythm of the words, and I've put them here in English. But I want you to notice when they say wash the spider out, they don't say washed, they say wash the spider out or something like that. And it's different than English because in Spanish we stress the ending. We don't stress the content word, or however you want to say this. Whatever it is that you know, what you do in your language is either different or the same as in English, okay? So educate us a little bit. Tell us about it. Educate us about the pronunciation, and then tell us how you think it might be the same or might be different in English. All right, so, and then you're going to hit finish, right? And if you don't like, you can play it. If you don't like what you hear, you can start over. I can name this Miss Daniel's rhyme. Okay. And then I'm going to hit save. And then hopefully that's going to show up here, which it does. And then you just want to post your reply, right? And so that's what it's going to look like. Now, as the week progresses, I'm going to go look at other students' videos that they've posted. I'm going to listen to their lecture to me or their explanation to me. And then I'm going to hit a reply, and then I'm going to go say, oh, wow, that was such a cute. We have the same one in our language. I can't believe it. I really like your explanation of how the stress fell on adjectives, and you said it was different than in English. I also like the history that you gave. You didn't need to, but it was really interesting. Or the personal story that you said about your kids, and you sang it for us even. Whatever. Okay? Whatever your comment's going to be. This week, I just didn't have a lot of assignments for you to do because this is the big one. Besides listening to the lecture, this is really where we're going to come together this week and talk to each other and be a community, be a class. Okay? All right, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed the assignment. And if you have any questions, as always, you can email me and I'll be happy to get back to you, help you with whatever difficulty you're having. All right, you have a great week. Enjoy. Stay healthy. Bye now.